Flash warning for photosensitive viewers. Is the PS5 worth it? Kinda.
Oh no. It's trying to escape the shadow of a console that was better and had more exclusives. Oh no.
Let's be straight up. When I was looking into buying this thing, the video that I constantly went to about whether or not it's even worth getting was Donkey's. In that video, he notes that most people aren't gonna notice the graphics quality difference, and that, right now, nobody's really getting TVs or monitors that can support the furthest the PS5 can go. I'd say he's right about that. The two monitors I play games on can both only go up to 1080p in resolution. That's great for when they were made, but hey, even the laptop I make these videos on has native 4K. Despite all of that, graphics both are and aren't important. Example time. When I downloaded the demo for Final Fantasy Origin, Stranger of Paradise on my PS4, it looked like garbage. Performance or picture mode, it didn't matter, the game ran and looked bad, and it wasn't a good time playing because of that. I imagine that even on a PS4 Pro it might look better. Since then, the only game that I can distinctly say has run nearly that poorly is Pokemon Scarlet, and even that one could keep its quality up semi-consistently. With Final Fantasy on the PS4, there was no saving it. Of course, Final Fantasy games tend to be some of the most intense on their systems during any generation. Final Fantasy 15 pushed the PS4 to its limit, and 16 is shaping up to be at least a showcase of the power that's really behind the PS5. You can bet I'm excited for that one. Here's the thing though, there's not a lot of games out there that are simply proving that the PS5 is worth that PS5 money. This thing definitely has exclusives. Returnal is a great game that's been on the PS5 for a while, only coming to PC later this year, and similarly, the Spider-Man game collection is at home on the PS5. Ratchet & Clank: A Rift Apart is meant to showcase the PS5 harnessing its solid-state drive and the new processing power that's packed into it. And Dead Space is only something that you can do on next gen. Heck, if you look at the Xbox Series X, I think Sony's rubbing Microsoft's face in the dirt right now. No exclusives. The only reason that might change is the Activision deal that Sony is trying to do everything in its power to fight. All of that in mind, every PS5 exclusive that's out there right now is one that files into a very specific niche. Even Ratchet & Clank. Fit that right into the public appeal gaming section, please. Besides that, as garbage as some games might look on the PS4, there still is a PS4 version for a lot of them. Looking over to Nintendo's side, you see that not every company is so gung-ho about jumping to the next step. Nintendo is milking that Switch for every dime its creation was worth, and as badly as I want a new Switch, because, again, Pokemon Scarlet was a nightmare, I do also understand the philosophy of standing your ground and saying, we're not bending until we need that step forward. The games releasing on the Switch would look better on a new version, yes, but they do not need it. That's the case with a lot of what I'm playing on the PS5 right now. You may call me naive, maybe I just don't know enough about the systems behind these consoles, but looking at the bunch of PS5-only Sony games, sometimes I find myself thinking, this could have worked on the PS4. Even the Last of Us games work on PS4. The Classic, which I prefer to the remake, was a PS3 game remastered for the 4, and Part 2 came out before the PS5 did. That next-gen upgrade may be sweet, but it sure wasn't needed, which only proves that the remake was not necessary as a PS5 exclusive. 2 worked on the PS4, the remake should too. I'm saying all of this, and I'm well aware of the luxury of having a new system like this that I'm talking trash about right now. I used to be in the camp of waiting for a PS5 Pro to release because it's definitely getting made, but my DualShock controller on my PS4 broke, and after trying to fix it to no avail, I realized I had PS5 money and no way to play my PS4 besides spending $100 on it, so I took the plunge. I've had a great time. The things I'm seeing this console do are genuinely impressive. but again, retreading some ground Donkey's already covered in his own video, the jump from PS4 to 5 is not as mind-blowing as the jump from 3 to 4 was. When I play PS4 games, I think about how impressive they are compared to all of the stuff from before, PS1 to 2 to 3 to 4. So, that jump isn't mind-blowing, at least not yet. Until I see that game that pulls me in and tells me, yeah, dummy, this is why this thing was made. I think most people should be just fine with their PS4s and PS4 Pros. For the Switch, that game was Breath of the Wild for me, and even that game was cross-gen, so maybe it was Smash Ultimate, or Mario Odyssey. I don't know. For the PS4, that was a tie between Nier Automata and Bloodborne. When I had my PS4 and Doom Eternal came out, I noticed that it really just didn't look as good as I expected it to. I was disappointed. Currently, that is the justification of the PS5 to me. Playing all the games that the PS4 could muster but couldn't let shine. I have to say though, Sony had better push out something that gives the PC and Steam Deck a run for their money. I chose PS5 instead of Steam Deck because not only would I rather wait for the second or third gen of Steam Decks before I finally gave in there, but I'm way more of a console gamer than anything else. The feeling of relaxing on a nice chair or sofa and kicking back after a stressful day is something that my Dell XPS, as nicely as it can run things, cannot beat. I know the Steam Deck might bring that into contest, but on top of that, I value physical media, and consoles still use that. You'd best believe I shelled out the extra on that disk drive, because I like buying games price dropped years before they get there on a digital store. Currently, something I do with each and every game is toggle the fidelity or picture mode and the performance mode for a 60 FPS lock. When I had a PS4, FPS was never important to me, but I'm finding it more relevant on a system that's shown it does have more strength to offer. I find that sometimes it feels like a gimmick for showcasing, kinda like the 3D on the 3DS, but sometimes it seriously does improve my game experience. With a 1080p monitor, it's really indiscernible sometimes, especially with something like Horizon Forbidden West, where minute details might be prettier in fidelity mode, but overall, performance looks the same and locks 60. With games like Elden Ring, I think this is specifically interesting. The first time I booted it up on my PS5, I found myself wondering, did this thing look better on the PS4? The shrubbery and stuff do look better on the 5, and load times are gone, but overall it feels like such a small change. I think that has to do partly with how well optimized the game was for either system, and that's a testament to the quality of the dev team at FromSoft. From here on out, optimization is going to be crucial to proving this thing's worth with each game that comes out. Also, now that I have a PS5, I'm beginning to understand the crowd that says that every cross-gen game is holding back the potential of the PS5. I am impatiently waiting for Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, and Final Fantasy XVI, but so far, what the PS5 has shown me is that it can play PS4 games excellently, plus a little extra. It's Sony's move to make.